Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. I tend to think in King of the Hill that classical chess is a better idea because control of the centre is even more important in King of the Hill. But I'm not playing classically, I'm playing hyper-modern. Let's play sort of Pert's, sort of King's Indian type thing. So, does this win a piece? Does this win a piece? E5, takes, bishop moves. I think this wins a piece, doesn't it? Looks like a piece to me. It's not a piece. Because I hadn't played knight bd7. I can still win. That is embarrassing, okay? That's embarrassing. Well, let's pretend that was intended. Okay. So I think that was more generous to me than I deserved. Bishop c4, I put the bishop in the way. And then bishop takes, I take with the king. Would you do that, or would you just run? Bishop in the way. Bishop takes, you can't take with the rook. You can take with the king. I think you can get away with that, actually. I think we can get away with that because I don't think we're going to get mated. It's dangerous to run towards the centre too early, but this might not be too early. Because look how many things we can exchange a lot of things off. I don't think, yeah, it's a bit scary, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. I assume the rook's coming to the open file. Well, let's take the bishop. What was I thinking? Okay, now this is now weird. Okay, just so we know, I'm not giving up, but I have made many mistakes. Many mistakes. But we're not giving up. Okay, yeah, fine, take all the pawns, see if I can. What's the material? We haven't had a good game, is the answer. Okay, what we're going to do is this. All we're going to do is this. We're going to take that knight. Then we're going to try and get our king towards the centre. It's kind of what's open to us. It's what we got. You know, this isn't silly. So the knight's defended. The knight's pinned, but look, here comes the king. Here comes the king. Scary, isn't it? For the player of the white pieces. All I've got to do is budge that queen and get myself to e5, and I will be king of the hill. Okay. So I'm going to try and push the queen off the rank. I think I got some chances here. I think their king's quite a way away. Come on. Here we come. Give me the square. Give me that square. This is kind of unfair on my opponent because, you know, they played well. Well, I don't know if it's unfair, but it's King of the Hill's a rough game. What can we do to get that queen? Oh, so close. For some reason, a check feels like a good idea. For some reason, another check feels like a good idea. This is an absolute tragedy for white, unfortunately. Because I think that's winning the queen. Doesn't mean we'll still win, by the way. But I think it helps our chances of winning now. Because look, this is the rook as well. So what do we conclude from this? We haven't won yet. For instance, the problem is pushing the pawn allows us into d5. You can't push the pawn to allow the king in. So all we've got to do is, well, it's not that easy actually. Let's get the king away. Should we try and do something flashy? Okay, let's keep the king out of the important square. Let's take that pawn. Let's give a check. This must be very frustrating for white, and which I feel bad about. Because their username is right, chess is good. I'm going to try just a parallel lawnmower mate now. Because our opponent's doing a good job of frustrating us. But the issue is, I think we've got a checkmate here. I mean, there is a checkmate here. We all know there's a checkmate here. Thank you, good game, which I really didn't deserve to win, although there were some humorous moments in there. I mean, yeah. There's no analysis. Is there analysis? I think on live chess there's analysis. You want to know. But what I do know is this. I made a lot of mistakes. Let's go over the blunders. Blunders a pawn. I think that was a mistake from white. Blunders my queen. Golly gosh. Now here, what did we do? We had a strategy, and the strategy was get the king to the centre, which is definitely within the rules. And at some point it became too much. And then white's king became vulnerable. So what happened is white had to move the pawn to stop me getting to stop me pushing the queen away, because the threat here was pawn h4, which then allows my king to e5. And then moving the pawn forward allowed my pieces to coordinate really effectively and basically just win the white pieces. And at that point, although white was very effective in keeping me off the hill, I was able to mate. Hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. See you soon.